Good evening, traders. Again to you in the later half of the afternoon here on the 9th of January, and to go over quickly what took place today. And obviously, this did not really play out much in terms of how I anticipated and what I shared with you guys, but that's just how I attack these markets. If I'm going to play it along, I want them down where I think it's a golden opportunity. And the percentages are in my favor. This morning, it was just pretty much a follow through in terms of what they did on Friday. And they opened up higher yet again, leaving the gap, which is all the way down to 14. They opened up around 41, which is somewhere in this ballpark right here. You know, I usually like to hold out a little bit during the first half hour, but I'm a little more aggressive than most, so I'm always looking for the opportunity at the extremes. All this was no man's land. So I took this short in the morning. It did pay out. I ran a trailing stop because I'm always a little concerned about the choppiness in the first half hour. And I did get, as I trailed down, I eventually got taken out. And you can just see the momentum of this just kept pushing, and it's got all the way to uh, R1 at 39.51, which from my playbook is I'm looking for this thing to fade from this particular area, especially with the gap still in play. And that didn't play out either. So I did take a short in there somewhere, but once again, this one rolled up on me. This one didn't provide much profit. And actually, the trend was to take the long because the momentum was up. Here's 51. You can see they reversed up in here, and it's provided a decent long position. I mean, it all depends on the targets that you apply. I'm looking for a longer play with longer targets, and this one just kept going, and it got up to the highs, which was around 75, 74 and change. So, I kind of stuck with it, and I just kind of waited it out a little bit to see if there maybe we would show signs of weakness. And we started to right here. We started to roll a little bit. It wasn't much. It's been kind of how the day was. And it double topped, and I just got really aggressive again. And I took this one. Now, I was actually a beneficiary of multiple comments made this afternoon that really put a damper on this rally. And you can just see that the reaction was not well. They just started to take profits, came back down to R1, and now you're looking at R1 a little differently now because now you've had your run through it. It held once early, it came back down, and now you have to be patient with it to see what it's going to do. Now, if you're looking to stay with the momentum, which is up, there's nothing wrong with taking this long. This is 51. It's another reversal through a key area that's going back up with the trend. Now, this would have paid out depending on your targets again, but I don't take it once again because I'm looking for something different. And I'm looking for the scene to fail now. I'm looking for the scene to finish its business. And you can see the end result was too much for the market to bear. There's another short opportunity right there. Volume spike. Another one there. And you can just see the trend for the rest of the second half of the day is done. And they might have stopped once down here around 39.21, which makes a little sense. That's this MA right there. And came down to finish at a gap fill. Made a low of 11, settled pretty much where they settled on Friday. And, this was an unusual day because the rollover from 41 in the morning stopped at 29. And there's nothing you could do. That's just the way it is. The momentum, the energy was still to the upside. So they still left that gap. Once we got down to it, they filled it. So quickly, here's your numbers for tomorrow. And they come in pretty nicely. I like this. 39.62 is R1. This trend line will come down a little bit, which will probably fall much closer to that particular high. If you get it early, that's going to be an area to pay attention to. If you get a gap higher, odds are they're going to kind of run out of steam again. The market is just, and I don't know how that's going to play out the rest of the week. You got a big number coming. So I think the market might tend to pull back down into these areas by the MAs and maybe hold up going into CPI. I don't know. I'm right now, I'm just, it's speculation on my behalf. But a higher gap, 39.62. Right here is your pivot. It's 39.36. You've settled all the way below it. Obviously, the first area in the morning is going to be 39.20, which you're below. That's the highest MA, actually middle. I mean, what is this actually? Let me let me get a quick look. Okay, it's the 50. So the 50 sitting at 39 when you got the 18 and a 9 down here. So, I will see whether or not this thing rolls more overnight and they come down into this area. And if they settle in and give us an opportunity in the morning, I think it'll be really nice because I got S1 sitting right here at all the way down at 38.97, which could be a good little low if you get it early, because 39, I think, is a psychological level for all the big money and all the investors. I think they're paying attention to that level above it where we can hold on and move higher below it. It's going to just scream back down. So I think this is a huge level. Get it early. Would a gap lower? Absolutely. You look for the gap fill back up to 15. So this is your playbook. I'll get rid of these eventually so it doesn't complicate things. These are your levels tomorrow. I didn't bother with R2, R1 and R2. R1's all the way up at 4001, way up near this trend line. This is about as far as I can see this market going, even with everything coming out. This will be a huge resistance. This comes from all the highs we made since June through December, coming into January. So this is a pretty big number, big area. And below, I believe that S2 is around 38.71, which will come in right around down in here, somewhere in this ballpark. I just don't know how it's going to play out tomorrow. So this is your trading session for today. And pretty much the same playbook I will go into tomorrow where we got the same settlement price. So let's see how they play this overnight. And we'll see what we get to deal with in the morning. And we'll see how the big money plays this, and we're going to take advantage of the Momo. The idea is you want to ride with the institutions. They're putting the big size down there in the areas that they want to make a play from, and they're looking for a lot more than a couple of handles. They're looking for a substantial move. So good luck. Let's hope you guys trade well. Hope you guys like what you're seeing. And once again, it's just a follow through on today's session. You like what you see, reach out, email me, post a comment. In the event, be patient, wait for your opportunities, take advantage, react, trade for success. Be good, guys.